Hmm. So, yeah, on the Chilean side, we have the Midway. We have a Republique and a Kurfürst for the two battleships. And then we have Des Moines, Salem, and Henri. And then three DDs, Daring, Z-52, and a Khabarovsk. So they've went for, well, to be frank, that's one of the most exotic King of the Seas lineups I've ever seen.
Agreed.
So,
I agree completely, but it is going to be interesting because with that many destroyers floating around and only one carrier, well, we're just going to have to see how this goes. Of course, the double Minotaurs. Double Minotaurs is not going to be fun for anybody either.
yeah, for sure. The AA, especially the long range AA, definitely makes it difficult for planes to stay alive.
Indeed. We see early fighters going down here. A set of midway fighters kind of covering the northeastern corner of the B cap as those police rocket planes take some losses.
Man, it's so weird to see the planes. We're 30 seconds into the game and they're already
Dancing around.
well into, yeah.
It's definitely gonna the speed that planes get off the deck and into the game is definitely gonna make things a lot faster at the start of a competitive game now than we're probably used to seeing, because there's always that potential then for look at that Ducky taking some big damage early. They're about 20k. Always the potential for some big damage early with the early spotting.
Yes, sir. So SeaRaptor right now, the Chileans are actually sending, it looks like, everything to an A push. They got the three destroyers out in front, Salem, Henri. Everybody's going, or at least fainting, over towards the A cap, and then their carriers just kind of chilling in spawn at B6. What do you got on your side?
007 splitting up, or excuse me, 007 splitting up, sending a Minotaur to each flank, a Des Moines and a Grozovoy in the center. Alpine Rooster about to start reversing into the bottom end of B, as Grizzly 95 backing him up at close range with his Des Moines. And then Ducky Stalin looks like he's also trying to swing wide, probably headed over to the 1-2 line. And this looks like Desert Rat's Worcester continuing to move east here, coming up alongside Ruslan's Yamato.
I would imagine that 007 is going to realize here pretty quickly that the Chileans have moved all of their forces over towards A. So I'd imagine that maybe the Minotaur or somebody else that's unspotted is going to try to get on C cap.
Well, Gilhoff's Minotaur has turned, has headed northwest, headed back towards the C cap now. I think they've realized they're looking at basically what amounts to essentially a giant death ball moving over in the northwestern quadrant of the map.
Yeah, and I've always not really been a fan of death balls because, sure, you get all your forces close to each other and it's really easy to focus fire, but of course giving up all the map control, if 007 pushes north in between B and C, they're going to get so many crossfires that it's going to be virtually impossible to angle to all the shells that would assuredly be coming in on their positions. So,
now, we saw the CHL carrier look like he was going to try and get a rocket strike in there to reset Alpine, but he didn't get it off in time, and between the Des Moines and the Worcester AA, those rocket planes are gone. Now, one of the things we're going to see all day, and it's important that everybody understand this, is that... I keep resetting my camera. There we go. High-tier flak is still not where Wargaming wants it to be. They've stated this already, that coming early next week will be another patch that is going to tone down high-tier flak bursts. Right now, they are still too powerful. So we're going to see a lot of dead planes today. A lot of dead planes.
Yeah. Yeah, those flak bursts. I like the way that they tried to implement it. I mean, it certainly makes it feel more genuine. But yeah, sometimes you'll see a whole squadron go through a flak burst, and then like 5 or 6 of them, just the snap of a finger, get taken out. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just going to say the Salem north of B for the Chileans. Maru is down to half health, and he's taking some pretty decent damage.
He just took a torpedo strike, but the Hakuryu torpedoes didn't arm in time from the first one, and then Ruslan's Yamato takes him out. First kill of the game going to 007 here on Sea of Fortune. 4 minutes gone as they continue to tick up 2 caps and a 1-ship lead.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Chileans try and get these destroyers a little bit more involved here. They pushed them up quite aggressively southwest of A, but unfortunately, this Khabarovsk is only 9 kilometers away from Ducky Shot, so I'd imagine he's radared and he was probably spotted too.
Well, I am very surprised to see a team with this much destroyer not being able to do much with cap control. But then again, I mean, what do? You would have had to have sent 1 or 2 of your destroyers over to sea to deal with a Minotaur? I don't think so.
Yeah, like a long time ago, like King of the Seas 5 and even back into
Ooh.
the Tier 8 days. Oh, what happened? Who
Ducky
was that?
just put a big hit into Matthias Black's Khabarovsk over here on the 2 line. He took about
Okay.
8K there from the because Khabarovsk is one of the 2 destroyers in the game that does not take reduced AP damage.
Here comes Polecat with the bombers.
Yep, coming in with the AP bombers here.
Okay.
Getting some chip damage more. They do look like they're going to try and focus this Khabarovsk off the board.
Yeah, I would absolutely think so. One thing that I was going to say, back in the day, the Tier 8, and then even King of the Seas 5, you did see a lot of destroyer-heavy lineups because, that was just kind of like the meta because people enjoyed having that max AA support with the DDs. But the more that King of the Seas have come around, you've seen teams bring a lot more cruisers, and it's evidenced with WO7. They only have 1 destroyer, but they prefer to have their best players in the ships that are able to maximize their firepower and the DPM that they provide. So, yeah, I think they could have probably the Chileans that is done something a little better with their DDs because now I mean look at their positioning. They're so far away in basically the top left quadrant or quarter of the map that
Right.
yeah, I don't see a win condition for them.
No, I don't think so. They've made a bit of a classic, I won't say classic, but I don't even want to say common. They've made a bit of a mistake here because their entire team is in one place. And so at that point, it just makes it very easy for the enemy to just kind of herd you where they want it. They all surround you, and you can't break out, right? Attempting to break out in any direction exposes you to incoming fire from another direction, and you just can't win at that point.
And actually, they've got the Minotaur of Gilhop sitting just very so slightly north of B, or at least on the north side. He's getting some good AP broadsides into the Henri of Diego, who just ate well over 10,000 there. That Minotaur's AP.
Gil just took a solid hit from the repub, but it's not going to be enough. He's still in the game. Continuing to work from cover. Ruslan's Yamato moving up behind him. Doesn't look like he's going to slow down. Will probably continue to push around through the north side of B.
And Diego is in a very bad position. At 6,000 health, he's also getting shot at by, it looks like a Worcester that's chilling just to, I guess, the northwest of the sea cap. So
that's
yeah,
correct.
he's gonna go down. I can't see the ship, but I can see where the shells are coming from. So.
Yep, that's Desert Rat's Worcester over there continuing to shell the Henri. It looks like they're going to try and smoke up this Henri. The Zed smoke is behind him. Nope, he's reversing now. He's spotted reversing. He's not going to get there. He's not going to get there in time. Ruslan's going to come around the corner and wipe him out here in moments.
Yeah, I would imagine. So in the meantime, it seems like the good strat, to be honest.
Well, I say that, but I think he might make it. The trick is he can't fire once he's in there. His detection is still going to light him up. Yeah, he's still lit even though he's inside the smoke.
Yep.
OO7 can see him in there. The smoke not doing much good here for Diego's Henri.
coming in to drop, it looks like. Yeah, he's coming in dropping bow on with his torpedo planes.
Yes, he is.
Diego. Henri got hit from the side.
He did. He's getting Minotaur shells from the south. No, that's potatoes shells from the south.
Yep. They put their, I was going to say earlier, they put their Montana and Stalingrad in a great position. If you put them really far southwest of A, those islands don't become too big of an issue to try and lob shells over. And
yeah, you have great angles.
See, they're just, they just got great angles right into all the broadsides of the Chileans. So I think that's all she wrote, SeaRaptor.
Yeah, with 3 ships down and no caps, I just don't see a way for CHL to get back into the game.
No, they'd have to get some kills.
At the same,
Z-52.
Zed will be off the board momentarily. He looks like he's hard lit by Ruslan. There he goes.
Ruslan's going in. Got a little bit of close quarters knife fighting here.
Now, one thing I will say, and this is just, I don't know, speculative maybe. It feels like that neither carrier really played a huge role. I
mean, spotting is always going to be a thing, and it seems that Polecat is, he did get some good spotting at the beginning and whatnot, but yeah.
He did have a few good torp salvos, I'll admit, but I think we saw at least one torp salvo that kind of probably should have struck home but didn't because the torpedoes didn't arm in time. I think people are still adapting to Hakuryu's longer arming times after Thursday's hotfix. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't something that made it into the patch notes, but the arm times on Hakuryu's torpedoes did get longer, both variants.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't remember what the numbers were off the top of my head beforehand, but it was a pretty significant nerf bat taken to it.
Well, I'll tell you what they were before, because I was working on the aerial torpedo page for the wiki, and it was let's see, Hakuryu's torpedoes before, her short torpedoes, her 6-kilometer torpedoes, had a 4.5-second arm time. And her long-range torpedoes, the 8-kilometer ones, had a 9-second arm time. Now it is 5 seconds and 11 seconds, respectively.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty decent